Mishnah, page 26. Hapais hashlishi chadashim laktoret bou ve'afisu. We explained that there are four pais, four goralot, four lotteries. Now we are in a stage of the third, so they declare in the courtyard chadashim laktoret, the new Kohanim. Rashi and the Bach Honor Rashi said, מי שלא זכה בקטורת, כך היום מכריזים כל בעזרה, כלומר, מי שלא זכה לקטורת. So, I explain in my book, ביאורי הכלומר ברש"י על הש"ס, that it was a situation that everyone wants to take part of the ktoret. Why? The ktoret, we explained yesterday, and today too, that bring ashirut, bringing abundance of wealth. So people wants to get part of that. So you need to figure out first and foremost to give it to Kohanim that never did it before. In other words, you have to put together the lottery first the Kohanim that never did it before. Why? Because we want to give the wealth, to spread the wealth upon everyone. Now, you may ask a question, you may ask a question, wait a second. I know people that does that and did not become wealthy. It's a side note. Let's think about the sandekaut, when we have a brit milah. So they said the sandak is a sgula la'ashirut, that someone wants to get rich, he should be the sandak, the one who will take the baby on his lap. Now, the reality, the Noda Yehuda asked, the great rabbi of Prague, he asked, the truth is, the Moel should be rich because he's doing like a Torah. He's doing it all the time. He's doing the mitzvah of Brit Milah. But the key point is, it's a long discussion among the rabbis in regards to sandekaut. If we have a family and they give the same one to be the sandak, or they spread it so more people get it. But with all of that said, it's still strong belief. You see it in many books by the rabbis, that saying ketoret, saying the incense with kavanah, bringing wealth. So here we said the Kohanim, we want to get Kohanim that never did it before, never did the ritual of the incense before. So we call them, when a third lottery, to partake of the lottery, so they'll be able to participate, new one. Now, Verevi'i, and the fourth lottery, the Revi'i, as you remember, what is it? Is the last one. So they said, Chadashim, Gam Yeshanim, Mimale Varim Yakevas Lamizbeach. So the Kohanim that never have the privilege to partake of bringing the limb from the ram to the altar, together with those already did it. So now there's some discussion in Mefarshim. I'll just give you the vignette. You're French, you know what it means. It's just the tip. It's a big honor to bring it to the mizbeach, to the kevesh, to the ram, and then it's another one to go further. So here they said, Mima'aleh, who is the one who take limb up from the ram, as they do earlier, put it on the altar. So the Gemarrah said, Tana, me'olam lo shana adamba. When you speak about the incense, it's a huge honor, and they have a rule in Beit HaMikdash that you can't have the same person more than once to do that. And it never happened. Maitama amar Rabbi Chanina mipnei sheme'aseret. Because the ktoret brings wealth to the one who performs it. So, therefore, they want to spread it. So there is a discussion, Khatam Sofer, and you see it others, you see it in the Daf Yehuda, a discussion what exactly it means that make you rich. Some hold that rich apply to children, apply to afterlife, apply to life without diseases. The whole concept of richness, by the way of the rabbi is seeing, it's different. The older the person gets, the more he or she understands that rich, if you have the ability of being ashir. Ashir is in Hebrew, ayin is the eye, shin is like the teeth, and yud is like two hands, and reish is the two legs. If you have all these four, you wake up in the morning, you have it, and you can move your body and you can talk, right? That you're already wealthy, because not everyone has those privileges. So it's all the concept of wealth. What does that mean? But in general, they did it only one time a person, not more. Amar le Rav Papa l'Abaye, my tama. How do you prove the point that what? That make a person wealthy? So for us, we should know, and I see some people does that, which is very nice, that you should say slowly with kavanah, diktoret, before the, and some does that with ktav ashurit, like I show you for my nephew, right? So anyway, if you tell me it's because it's written in the book of Dvarim, Deuteronomy chapter 33, Yasimu k'torah be'apecha, so it means that they bring the incense before God, Uchtiv batrei, and it's written right away to the attach to that, Barech Hashem chelo. It said, Moshe Rabbeinu said, Hashem should bless their wealth. So it means that bringing, the incense bringing wealth. Ihache, if that's the case, Ola name aktiv vechalil al mizbachecha. So don't tell me it's only incense that bringing wealth. Also, burnt offering can bring wealth. So why they don't do the same with a burnt offering, asking the Kohanim that they did already burn offering to do it again? Amar le hashchicha v'alo shchicha. They said that this one is frequent, the other one is not frequent, which means the ola, the frequent one, they come together with the volunteer offering and the additional offering. But the incense, it's if you do not count the morning and afternoon, you're not allowed to do any other time an incense. So it appears, that's the way we understand, that the promise of wealth applied to the Kohen that occupy with this not frequent work, and not the one who does that all the time, because you can't tell me that all the priests, all the Kohanim are wealthy, right? So it has to be something that it's not frequent. The Ritva added that, and he said, let's face it, wealth, as we said, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, who will be rich, who will be poor, is determined by heaven according to a person's merit, etc. And not everyone deserve it. King Solomon said that sometimes Osher Ashamur lebe'alav lera'ato. He said that sometimes in Ecclesiastic, he says sometimes Hashem withheld the wealth from a person for his goodness. In other words, sometimes winning the lottery caused tremendous destruction for the person's life. So it can go in many different directions. What does that mean? But Amar Rava, לא משכח צובה מרבנן דמורי, אלא דאתם משבט לוי ומשבט יששכר. So since we talk in this pasuk, so they said that even it's appropriate for other tribe to be the scholar, to be the leader, but he said, what happened, Ben Yoyah said that if you count those tribes, you see that most of the scholars came from those tribes. The tribe of Levi and tribe of Issachar. Levi, דכתיב יורו משפטיך ליעקב. The tribe of Levi, they said that they lead משפטיך, they lead the ordinances of Jacob. Yisachar דכתיב in the Chronicle chapter 12, ומבני יששכר יודעי בינה לעיתים לדעת מה יעשה בישראל. They said and the children of Issachar, men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel should do. So you see here a source that they are the scholars, they are the leaders. A friend of mine told me, I'm just telling you as a side note, I can't tell you if he's right or wrong, but he said among the Ashkenazim, most of the poskim are Hungarians, so from Hungarians family. I can't tell you if it's true or not. I feel that he's wrong, but anyway, there is a school of thought that say that from these tribes, tribe of Issachar, they are the key point of scholarship. So the Gemara said, how about the tribe of Yehuda? It's also, they have many teachers, because they said when it will be a time of gathering the Jews and Hashem will rule over them, they said in Tehillim, in Psalm chapter 60, Yehuda mechokeki. They said that the tribe of Yehuda is my lawgiver. So they said, Asuke shmata aliba de hilcheta. Asuke shmata aliba de hilcheta. So you have many teachers that teach, but to come to a point that the final point of halacha come from them, it's happened from those tribes, from the tribe of Levi and tribe of Issachar, which means the wise sages of the tribe of Yehuda not always merit, the Maharsha said, they come from them. Sometimes, but it was mainly from the tribe of Levi and tribe of Issachar. Now, we have in the previous Mishnayot a list of work that they did in those lottery. But in general, they're dealing with the daily walk in the morning, the second lottery. So now the Gemarrah chooses how the Kohanim was chosen to do this walk of the afternoon. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, En mefaisin, you cannot make a lottery al tamid shel ben ha'arba'in, for the afternoon daily offering, ela kohen shezacha bo beshacharit, only the kohen that have it in the morning, zoche bo arvit, he get also the evening. So it means kohen that merited to have the morning offering have also the morning, they have also the offering in the afternoon, meaning to do the ritual, to sprinkle the blood of the morning, and he do in the afternoon, etc. Meitive, כשם שמפייסין שחרית, כך מפייסין בין הערביים. They said the same way as they do a lottery in the morning, they do it in the afternoon. That's basically contradicted what Rabbi Yochanan said earlier. So the Gemara said, Ki Tanya hahi, where the Braita speaks, it's about what? Biktoret. You remember what we said? You not let the same Kohen do twice? So the one who have the privilege to do it in the morning, he cannot do the Ktoret again in the afternoon. So therefore they have no choice but to do lottery again. For what? For the instance of the afternoon. But when it's come to daily offering, the daily offering of the afternoon, you don't do it again. The Kohen that have it in the morning, have it also in the afternoon, the evening, because they don't mind to have the same Kohen twice for the daily offering. So the Gemara asks, Tanya, we learn in a Braita, כשם שמפייסין לו שחרית, כך מפייסין לו ערבית. Law, it's a male oriented. So law applies to daily offering and not to incense, because Ktoret, it's feminine. So it means that you can, according to that, you have to do lottery also for the afternoon offering. So the Gemara said, Eima, you have to change the girsa and use the word la. La is like feminine, which means that that's applied to the incense that they used to do in the afternoon. Vehatanya, we learned in another Braita, כשם שמפייסין לו שחרית, כך מפייסין לו ערבית. The same way as you do lottery in the morning, you do it in the afternoon. וכשם שמפייסין לה שחרית, כך מפייסין לה ערבית. The same way as they do in the morning, you do it in the afternoon. So the first one is a male, it's applied to daily offering. The second one is la, it's the feminine. So it's applied to the incense. So it means that they do it second time, not only for the incense of the afternoon, but also to the daily afternoon. So that's basically contradicted what we said earlier. אמר רב שמואל בר יצחק, הכה בשבת עסקינן. So they did it again, the lottery for the in the afternoon, הואיל ומשמרות מתחדשות, because in the middle of the Shabbat day you have a new shifts of the Kohanim, so therefore they do that, they do it the lottery. So we said it many times that it was 24 different shifts, and each week we have a different group. So for the middle of the day of Shabbat up to the middle of the day for the following Shabbat, it was a different group. And as we said, it's divided to each group, each shift have 1 week, and it's altogether 24. ולמאן דסליקא דעתין מעיקרא, the way that we thought originally, נפישי להו פייסות, which means those lottery that we speak about are more than the one that they really do it. Because the truth is, if you make a lottery in the afternoon, this is already the 5th one. Mm-hmm. And in addition to the 4 we mentioned in Mishnah. And the truth is, we said in page 22, if you remember, that it was only 4 one. So Maite, the Gemarrah responded and he said, Rashi didn't hold Maite, but anyway, Kulu mitzafra atu, all the Kohanim came in the morning, the Zache b'shacharit Zache, the Zache b'arvit Zache. They all come once. Those who won in the morning, they do in the morning, and those who do in the afternoon come in the afternoon, which means it wasn't 2 lotteries in 2 different times. It was 1 lottery, second, etc., that made 1 time in the morning, and those who won come in a different time. It was not a separate lottery for each and every time. It was 1 time, but divided to different lotteries. So to do this lottery, they do for the 2 different daily offering once, meaning 1 time, and they have a different lotteries. So they come back, those who won the second time, come back in the afternoon to do their shifts. So they said, at the end of Mishnah, what we said, Harevi'i chadashim gam yeshanim. When you have the 4th lottery, you combine the old one with the new one. מתניתים תלו כרבי אליעזר בן יעקב. דתנן. We learn in the Mishnah in Tractate תמיד, page 32. רבי אליעזר בן יעקב אומר, המעלה איברים לכבש, הוא מעלה אותם למזבח. That the one, the Kohen that won a certain link for the ram, he himself go up after time to the head of the ram. So he said, "B'maika mifligei." What's the disputation between the Tana in Mishnah and Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov here? Mar Savar, the Tana in Mishnah hold that it's better to have many Kohanim to share together, that many Kohanim together partake of the part of the daily offering to the altar. That's like the honor, because it's written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, Berov Am Hadrat Melech. Berov Am Hadrat Melech, we explained several times that it means in a multitude of people is the king's glory. That's in a book of Proverbs, chapter 14. It means that the glory of God, when you have more people, it's bring glory. So therefore, they chose more Kohanim in addition to the one we have to bring the limb to the ram in order to bring that to the head of the altar. Mar Savar and Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov hold Beit HaMikdash Makom Shechina Lav Orach Ara. He says to bring multitude, it's inappropriate. It's incongruous to go and have one Kohen start a work and leave it to someone else to do it. Why? Because it's like imposing on him, that it's too much on him. So Rashi said, so therefore the same Kohen that bringing to the ram, he need to complete the work on the ram. You cannot split it. So it's a totally two different school of thought. אמר רבא, לא רבי אליעזר בן יעקב יתלי דרבי יהודה, ולא רבי יהודה יתלי דרבי אליעזר בן יעקב. So meaning that neither one of them hold the same as the other. אם כן, בצר ולא פייסות, otherwise we don't have enough to make the 4 lottery. So even if they have disputation, they all agree that it's not less than 4. ואם השכחת Tana the Tana 5, and if you find a Tana in a Braita who teaches that there were 5 lotteries of the for the temple service, 26b, Hahu delo Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov hu delo Rabbi. That Tana is not hold that you bring the limb to the ram, here bring it to the altar, and not the same as Rabbi Yehuda that said that it wasn't a separate, that these 5 lotteries will include one of the carrying the coral pan and another one from taking the limbs up to the altar. So Tosfot have a question here, why you can say that the Tana that go and do it again. In general, I didn't want to go too much details, but there's a school of thought between the Ritva and Rashi and Tosfot, exactly what's involved in the bringing to the ramp and ramp to the head of the altar. The Rashi and Tosfot basically hold the same Kohen. Ritva said that there are 6 different ones, but I'm not going there. Just say that it's Machloket Rishonim. Okay, the next Mishnah, dealing with the amount of Kohanim that carry the daily offering. Tamid karev בתשעה, בעשרה, ב11, ב12, לא פחות ולא יותר. Daily offering is sacrificed by 9 Kohanim, sometimes 10, sometimes 11, sometimes 12. So meaning the Rashi said from carrying the limb to the ramp and onward. Not less than 9 and not more than 12. Ketzad. Now we go to details and explain to us. בתשעה עצמו בתשעה, which means during the weekly day they bring in the morning offering, they bring up to the altar by 9 Kohanim, 5 to different part, which means 1 for the intestine, 1 for the solid, 1 for the chavitin, the one the high priest have, 1 for the libation of wine. Bechag, and we said many times when they use the word Bechag, apply to the festival of Sukkot. So in addition to the 9 Kohanim, Beyad Echad, Tzlochit Shel Mayim, 1 hold a bottle of water for libation. Harei kan 10, you have 10 Kohanim. Ben Arba'im in the afternoon every single day, Rashi said. Be'achadasar, so it's 11 Kohanim. Hu atzmo betish'a, ושניים בידם שני גזרי עצים. It was 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 that they have the 2 pieces of wood in addition to those wood that they use to increase the fire. So each Kohen hold 1 piece of wood. ושניים בידם בשבת ב11, excuse me, on Shabbat there are 11 Kohanim. הוא עצמו בתשעה, 1 it's 9, ושניים בידם שני בזיחי לבונה של לחם הפנים, and 2 Kohanim in whose hand there are 2 vessels of the frankincense, that accompany the shewbread. So basically that levona that was left for 1 week on that table of the shewbread. So it means that the festival of Sukkot, the 11 Kohanim that used to bring the offering of every Shabbat, the beyad echad tzlochit shel mayim. One of them, they carried the jar of water for the water libation. So they have total 12, which means you have 11 plus 1. So you have 9 for the daily itself, 2 for the levona, frankincense, and 1 for the water of libation. Amar Rabbi Abba, v'itei Rami bar Chama, v'itei Rabbi Yochanan, en menaschim mayim bechag, ela betamid shel shachar. He said that pour the water of libation only for the sacrifice of the daily morning offering, and not for the afternoon. Mimai, how do you know that? Midektane, because we learn in the Mishnah, b'Shabbat shebetoch hachag, in the Shabbat during the festival, beyad echad tzlochit shel mayim. One of the Kohanim whose hand is the jar of water, bringing several participant Kohanim to 12. If you tell me that they daily offering, they use the water of libation, so during the daily offering also you find that there are 12 Kohanim on a weekday as well. So it's bring the intermediate days of festival. They have 9 Kohanim for the daily offering, and 2 carry the logs, and 1 pour the water. Omar Ravashi, Af Anan Namein Taninan. We learn in Tractate Sukkah, page 48. Velaham Nasech, the one that have this water libation, we said, Omerlo Hagbaya Decha, lift up your hand during libation in order to put the water inside the jar. שפעם אחד ניסך על גבי רגליו וגמו כולם באתרוגיהם. It was a constant tension with the Sadducees that interpret the Torah literally. So one time one of the Kohanim, he put libation and he put it on his feet. So it was one of those Kohanim that was a heretic. They rejected the oral Torah. They accepted only the written Torah. So since we accepted from Moses and Sinai, generation upon generation, both the written and oral Torah, and people feel clearly that this fellow is Sadducees, so it was a festival of Sukkot. People took their etrog and throw it on him, and they basically stoned him by that. So Shma Mina, so you derive from that you have all this water libation only in a daily morning offering. So now we add another point of the halacha, why you need to have 2 Kohanim in addition to the 2 pieces of wood in the afternoon. Tanya, Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai Omer, מניין לתמיד של בין הארבעים שטעון 2 גזרי עצים בשני כהנים? He asked, from where do we derive that the daily afternoon offering requires that 2 logs be brought along with it, that they must be brought by 2 Kohanim? So he said, Im eno osek. שנאמר וערכו עצים, because the Torah said that they lay out wood. So what do you derive from that? This wood that the sons of Aaron commanded to put it on the fire, it's the 2 additional to a daily offering, but it's not clear from this line if it's applied to the one of the morning offering or the one in the afternoon. אם אינו עניין לתלמיד של שחר דכתיב וביער עליה כהן עצים בבוקר ברח עליה, if it's not applied to the morning service, because they said, and the priest shall burn the wood in it every morning and arrange the burnt offering on it. Apply it to the daily afternoon offering. So the verse therefore teaches us that the 2 logs should be added before that offering. So the Gemarrah asks, Ve'ema, we may say, the first one that said V'archu etzim, and the second one said that pag-aaral kohen etzim, they talk betamid shel shachar, in a daily offering. V'amar Rachmana avid v'adar avid. The Torah said, do and do it again, which means there is obligation to put in order 2 pieces of wood in the morning, and to order again 2 in the afternoon, meaning 2 in addition to that in the morning, which means, so how do you know that v'archu etzim al ha'esh, it's applied to the afternoon? So the Gemarrah said, Im ken neima ubi'er. So the Torah needs to repeat that word, so we know that it's twice. Ikatav Rachmana ubi'er, the Gemarrah rejected, said, if the Torah said ubi'er in a singular manner, hava mina, we may think chad ein trein lo, which means one can do it, 2 not. So it means that the second time, the second person, the second Kohen, should put the order, the 2 gzirim, kamash melan de na'aved chad v'na'aved trei. So we derive from that one do 1 and they do 2, which means one Kohen put the 2 pieces of wood in the morning, and then the 2 will bring in addition to the one that bring in the morning. So now you see a contradiction to what we said earlier. So the answer said, Im ken neimakra ubi'er ubi'aru. So the Torah needs to say in a singular and a plural. So they said, Iname ve'arach ve'archu. They need to say it 1 time in singular, 1 time plural. So they said, ubi'er ve'archu shma mina kedeka kamrinan. So we learned that the pasuk that was written ve'archu, there is a different meaning. It's not dealing with the morning service and only in the afternoon. And we derive from that the daily afternoon offering, they need the 2 pieces of wood by 2 priests, 2 Kohanim. Tanya, Rabbi Chia, Pais, the daily lottery, pe'amim 13, sometimes you have 13 Kohanim, pe'amim 14, sometimes 14, pe'amim 15, sometimes you have 15 Kohanim, pe'amim 16, sometimes there are 16. How? In a daily offering, all year round, we take these pieces of the morning offering to the Ram by 9 Kohanim, as we said, and then you have an addition, the one who sacrificed the daily offering, the one who sprinkled the blood, the one who put the dishun on the inter altar, and the one that did the candle burn, and they're all together 13. The festival of Sukkot, you have one in addition to all of them that bring the water for libation, so you have 14. And the year-round, the regular Shabbat, the 13 Kohanim of the daily offering, you have in addition another 2. Each of them take the bazichei levona, the frankincense of the shoe bread, and so it's all together how many? 15. We have 13 plus 2. The Shabbat that is doing the festival of Sukkot, so you have in addition to those 15 another one that carry the water of libation. So you have here extreme case of Sukkot, which altogether 16. V'atanya 17. But we learn that in the Braita that sometimes there are 17 Kohanim involved in daily offering. As the Gemarrah said, "Hu delo k'Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov el Rabbi Yehuda." This Braita is not accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, but is according to Rabbi Yehuda. So that the 17th task of the daily morning offering referred to the Braita is taking place of the offering from the ramp to the altar. So according to Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, this task was not assigned to a new Kohanim, but was performed by the same Kohanim that was brought the pieces to the ramp. So you see here, one Braita go by Rabbi Eliezer Yaakov, one Braita Rabbi Yehuda, so therefore you see why it's sometimes 16, sometimes by the other it can be 17. Sefer Avodah Hilchot Midid Umusafim, chapter 4, dealing with the Pais Ashlishi, the third lottery. For the third lottery, the appointee says to the members of the priestly family serving on that day, whoever was never burned the incense should come and participate in the lottery, because we said that each and every one should take part. In the fourth lottery includes all the members of the priestly family serving on that day, and determines which individual will merit the right to carry the animal's limb up to the ramp or to the altar. So you see here a different attitude when it's come to incense, that it's bring wealth, so it's only one time, and others that can do more. That's Rambam Hilchot Minim Musafim, chapter 4. And mefaisin al tamid sheben arbaim. There is no separate lottery held for the daily afternoon offering. Rather, the Kohen who wins the particular privilege for the morning offering wins the privilege for the corresponding tasks in the afternoon service. So the afternoon incense, however, is assigned through a separate lottery. But as we explained several times today, that the lottery was once, and then those who have that shift come back again to serve. How about Shabbat? So the Seder Rambam, on Shabbat additional services are performed, and the priestly rotation switches on this day. So the morning lottery determines which Kohen of the ongoing watch will sacrifice the daily morning offering and the additional offering of Shabbat. The second lottery was held in the afternoon with the Kohen of the incoming watch who performed the service of the daily afternoon offering. So a new lottery is held in the afternoon for burning of the incense. However, if there are no Kohanim of the priestly family serving on that day who will never perform this service, so then the Kohen who won the right to burn the incense in the morning is giving the same privilege in the afternoon, but that's basically an exception. Water of libations, we said it in the festival of Sukkot, during the sacrifice of daily morning offering. So in other words, it was an exception only for the festival of Sukkot. Basically, the one who pouring the water is told to raise his hand so that everyone might see him pour the water properly. It is done because it was an incident with a certain Sadducees Kohen, and they stone him. And we said that the last halakha of today, hala'at shnei gizrei etzim. So the two priests brought up the two logs in the afternoon, while the morning they were carrying by a single Kohen. That's basically the statement of Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, and is the Rambam Hilchot Midim Musafim, chapter 2.